What's up guys, it's the Honest Outlaw here, and today we're going to be doing another First Shots video. We are going to be talking about the Sig P320. This is a unique version of the 320, however. It is part of the X series. This is actually the AXG. Before we do that, I want to mention my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys very much. Because of you guys, I can get cool guns like this on the channel, and I can afford ammo to shoot them, which is a little more pricey than it used to be, so I really appreciate you guys for helping out. If you want to join the Patreon squad, all you have to do is hit the link in the description of this video and sign up. Also in the description is a link to a local shelter that I like to support in Ames, Iowa. It's a youth shelter. Those kids could really use your support, so go down and click that link, and a link to the t-shirts, Honest Outlaw swag, and all that cool stuff. So if you want to go down there and check it out, go ahead. And finally, I have a link to a good buddy of mine, Jared, over at Guns and Gadgets. His coffee company is producing some of the best coffee in the country, and if you want to be a part of that and go down and get some freedom loving coffee, all you have to do is go to the link tree, and there'll be a link there for you as well. The Sig 320 AXG. The reason why I'm excited about it is there's a few differences on this that really make it stand out, in my opinion, over something like the standard 320 line, which is already fairly modular. So if you don't know, the 320 is relatively famous because it has a module inside of it there that you can drop in whatever frame you want, and then you can put on whatever slide you want. So the lower portion of the pistol is not the serialized part. That's not the part that's regulated. The actual inside module is. So it allows it to be way more modular than an average gun. You could have smaller grips, larger grips, whatever you want. A couple of aftermarket companies have already started making this, but it's kind of cool to see Sig come out with one right away. This actually feels a little different than a regular 320 to me. This feels a lot like the 226. I just got done shooting the 226, and the grip is very, very similar. It has the G10 removable Scorpion grips there, which are very nice. It has some added texture here, and it's got some checkering on the front there. I believe that's 25 lines per inch, but I'm not really sure. Already a significant increase in texture on this compared to the standard 320 M18, M17, which inherently usually makes it quicker to shoot because you can hold on to that gun better. Extended magazine release here, I like that a lot. Picatinny rail, front and rear slide serrations. It's got the high definition night sights, the X-ray sights from Sig, which I like a ton. Those are some phenomenal sights. But the two things that set this apart from the other 320 series are going to be this guy right here, number one. It has a Trijicon optics mounting system along with several other optics as well right from the factory. Previously you could only get the Delta Point and the Sig optics. Now you have the ability to put lots of different optics on there, which makes it more modular. If you see this little silver lining there, that's because mine didn't come with screws, and for whatever reason this SRO didn't come with screws either. So I was trying to make my Glock SRO screws work, and they wouldn't work very well on the slide, so I actually had to put a little shim plate in there, and it seems to work just fine now. A little bit of hillbilly engineering there, and good to go now, but just be aware that the screw sizes may be different for you. So it's an issue that I had to deal with this morning. But the major difference is obviously going to be the alloy frame. Makes it a little bit heavier, comes in at about 31 ounces, as opposed to the P320, which is around, I think it's 26, 27, something like that. Compact size slide and barrel, 4-inch barrel there, and 3 17-round magazines out of the box, making it pretty good for an all-around gun overall. And it's got that killer X series trigger in it, which I've already been dry firing, and I can tell you is a significant improvement from the standard version. This is sort of a limited edition. I know they're going to be coming down in price later, but I don't think they're going to have some of the upgrades that this one has. So overall, I think it's a pretty cool gun. Reminds me a lot of a striker fired 226 Legion, honestly, and hopefully it shoots like that as well. We'll probably have quite a bit of fun down on the range, but let's go down and shoot it and take a look. Okay, that was a pretty good group. Let's go take a look. All right, about 10 yards here, and this is my sight in group. I wasn't trying super hard. I was just trying to figure out where the rounds were hitting. Adjusted, and then pretty good group there for 10 yards. All those are touching about 9 yards. 9 yards, somewhere in there. But very impressive accuracy coming from the AXG. Part of that is obviously because of the red dot mount. If you add a red dot to something, you just inherently increase the accuracy of that platform because you take out a lot of variables with lining up the sights. Not saying that red dots are superior to iron sights all the way, but they definitely are a little easier to get hits on target, especially when you're trying to shoot paper, small groups. The ammunition that we're shooting today is Federal Training and Tactical or something like that. It's relatively cheap 9mm ammunition. It's pretty much all we can get a hold of at this point. I like to do a lot of different ammo during the 1,000-round testing, but a lot of times for the first shots we'll just take out one particular type of ammo, and sometimes that does cause some malfunctions. We've had some previous malfunctions in the 320 series, and pretty much every 320 we've had, so with any luck we won't have any with this one. But this is my favorite part of the video right here. I get so anxious when I want to shoot a new gun, and I've been looking at this gun for a few days in the box, and I take it out and I have to wait to sight it in, all that precise work, but all I really want to do is go fast.
You know he's getting crazy when he puts up the plate rack. We don't do this for everything.
I have to flip them up because the string is frozen to the ground.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Miss that. This time of day I get some crazy glare. You know, one advantage to the red dot is that you have a lot of accuracy capability, but one of the downsides is obviously glare. And especially with this SRO, I love the big dot. Way easier to keep track of the dot, way easier to keep it under the, when the slide's tracking back and forth. The downside to it is that it does gather a lot of glare, and a lot of times when you're aiming at the sun like we are right now, you have a relatively difficult time distinguishing what the actual dot is and what the glare is. Now I can tell you for a fact that this is a little snappier than the 226 is, for sure. I can also tell you that it's a little snappier than the polymer 320 is as well, I feel like. I've seen that on some of the reviews, and I can attest to that. Lightweight, compact slide on a metal frame, yes, an alloy frame, but it doesn't add enough weight to increase the recoil mitigation, and it takes out that polymer flex. Obviously still controllable, but a little bit more recoil than I think a lot of people would imagine when they pick something like this up.
Okay.
Transition's fast. It's one of the things I like about the 4-inch guns. Recoil cycle is quick, and they transition really quick too. Another big plus with the longer grip, shorter slide is that if you're sitting in a police cruiser, sitting in a car all day, especially something outside the waistband, you don't have that pushing up and down in the seat and pushing up on your belt quite as bit. Overall, just as combat effective, but a little bit less to carry all day. That's why the G45 style guns are a little bit more popular these days. Oh, I'm shooting off the glare dot again.
I hate that.
Yeah, so the downside used to be with the old slides that you would lose a lot of sight radius. But now if you mount a red dot, that doesn't bother you anymore. The inch less barrel though, you do lose a significant amount of velocity. However, up close and personal, that doesn't usually matter. Within 10 yards, which is what most handguns are obviously used for, this thing works very well. I like it. Didn't lock back because big thumbs riding the slide lock, slide release.
Yep, wipe your snot.
I will. Winter problems. All right, so we have the Sig 320 here out at 50 yards, and I'm fairly confident we'll make some good hits here. It's got a pretty good trigger overall, and that SRO helps a lot with accuracy. I like the trigger a lot. Very smooth, relatively lightweight, easy for accuracy, a little bit more difficult to get a fast cadence because it's got a little bit of a longer reset. Easily fixed, obviously. The 320s are very modular, so you can have all the same Glock upgrades and M&P upgrades. You want to upgrade your trigger, it'll be available for this as well. Chip shot over here at 50. We'll have to go back to 75 for the last mag. Play around a little bit here with this one, maybe. Real world problems with the optics here. See all the crap all over it? It's because some of the snow in my gloves or some of the stuff that got somewhere in the slide just smashed back a whole bunch of dirt and water and melted snow onto the optic. It's just some stuff you're gonna have to deal with, and one of the downsides to cool whiz-bang technology. That's a 10-inch plate down there, so this gun is deceivingly accurate. Similar to the 226, putting that Legion Series, X Series trigger in that thing makes this thing a really easy pistol to hit with. Wind's picking up on us a little bit, huh? All right, so now we're out here 75 yards, and we'll just see how we hit. About a 25-mile-an-hour crosswind, so we'll have to play that a little bit. Missed the last one.
Damn it. You want to put another bullet in it?
Yeah, I got that one I was doing the sight-ins with. It's my lucky round. Nice thing about a dot is you can kind of see your shitty trigger presses. See that? That's a 38 special I loaded in that.
Well,
it must be from the.
I feel like that wouldn't work.
We were shooting the revolver earlier. Did fit in the mag, but I don't think it'll fit in the gun.
Do you need one? Got it.
So overall, the 320 AXG is a very accurate pistol. Quick up close, seems to be very reliable, and it looks pretty cool too. Comes with all the features you're really gonna need. I cannot imagine adding anything to this gun. Magazine release is good. Serrations work really well for the press checks. People think that's a fad, but that actually is really nice. You're not banging your optic off all the time. Poor choice of words. But, if you're using the optic to run your slide all the time, you can lose zero relatively quickly, and sometimes it's kind of cumbersome to come over such a big optic like this and use the rear serration. So a lot of times I like to use the front, and that works real well. Only downside to that method is if it slides off a little bit, you can catch your web of your hand in the chamber, and you'll only do that once. Sights are real good. I plan on using that sometime in the review. I really like the X-ray sights quite a bit from Sig. They remind me a lot of the Spartans or the Ameriglows, and obviously the Trijicon HDs. We'll throw a light on here as well, see if that affects reliability at all. Be interesting to test a striker fired alloy frame pistol, because those are relatively uncommon. Recoil impulse is a hair more than something like a polymer, or especially a 226, but definitely easily controllable. Trigger is very nice as well, and as I said, it comes with all the fixings that you would need, including 3 magazines. Only downside I see to this gun is obviously the price. If you're thinking this comes in at the average $500, $600 range like an average P320, you're absolutely mistaken. These come in somewhere between $1,800 and $2,200. Very expensive, however, probably one of the premier pistols coming out of Sig right now, in my personal opinion. We're obviously going to be doing a 1,000-round review of this, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please support your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.